Today's ranch hands don't just carry ropes. They launch drones. They don't just ride fences. They program virtual ones. And their cattle, tracked by satellites, scanned by sensors, and guided by GPS. But make no mistake, the cowboy spirit is still alive. It's just riding with some powerful new tools. In this video, we're diving deep into the bold new frontier of American ranching, where artificial intelligence meets cowboy grit. From solar-powered ear tags to invisible fences that move with a tap of a screen, you'll see how the biggest ranches are turning to cutting-edge tech to manage cattle across thousands of acres. Subscribe to Digital Papyrus for more true stories from the heart of the land. Don't be surprised if you visit a big ranch today and spot a rancher launching a drone like a futuristic cowboy sidekick. Precision ranching technology has arrived on the range, and it's changing how ranchers monitor and manage huge expanses and large herds. Drones are quickly becoming the 21st century ranch hand. Equipped with cameras and sensors, drones can scout pastures in minutes that would take a rider hours to cover. Ranchers are using them for everything from surveying forage growth to checking on cattle health. For instance, modern drones with multispectral cameras can fly over a pasture and map out how much grass is available, and even detect patches of unhealthy or overgrazed land. Instead of eyeballing grass on horseback, managers get a bird's-eye view and data that helps decide when to move cattle or which fields might need rest. Drones can also spot problems early. Erosion gullies starting to form, or invasive weeds and brush popping up, so that ranch crews can take action to fix these issues. In Texas, researchers have demonstrated that drone imagery can accurately gauge pasture conditions, helping ranchers optimize stocking rates and brush control efforts. It's a case of technology amplifying the rancher's intuition with hard data. Drones don't just look at grass, they also keep eyes on the cattle. Using infrared cameras, a drone can scan a herd for animals running a fever, an early sign of illness, even when the cattle are dispersed across a vast pasture. This means a rancher might identify a sick cow before it visibly lags behind, a huge advantage for herd health. Some drones are now powerful enough to read electronic ear tags, RFID, from high in the sky. In trials, drones outfitted with special receivers have picked up signals from UHF RFID cattle ear tags at a range of 3 to 5 miles. That's right. A drone can effectively do a head count or locate a specific cow by her ear tag ping across rugged terrain without the crew spending all day searching on horseback. And if a tag shows an animal hasn't moved in 24 hours, the drone can be dispatched to that GPS coordinate to see if the cow is injured or stuck in a fence. Ranchers can even get alerts on their phone about unusual cattle movement. For example, if the herd suddenly stampedes or drifts into an off-limits area, a text message warning can prompt the manager to launch a drone for a live look. It's a far cry from the old days of relying purely on cowboys' reports. Now there's real-time data from the sky augmenting the human touch. Another high-tech tool gaining ground is the virtual fence. In the Old West, fences meant barbed wire. In the future, fencing might be nothing but a GPS coordinate on a screen. Virtual fencing systems use collars with GPS and audio cues, and a mild electric stimulus if needed, to train cattle to stay within invisible boundaries. Why would ranchers want invisible fences? Because on enormous ranches with rough country, steep hills, canyons, dense brush, it's not practical or cheap to build physical fences everywhere. Virtual fences let managers create flexible paddocks with a few clicks on a computer. In Montana and the Dakotas, early adopter ranchers are testing virtual fencing on large herds through pilot programs supported by the World Wildlife Fund. One Montana outfit, the Harbaugh Ranch, found the idea attractive after struggling with the labor of moving electric poly-wire fencing across its vast, rocky rangeland. Now, about 800-pound yearling cattle wear 2.5-pound smart collars Imagine a 40-pound dog wearing a training collar that can be programmed to keep them in certain areas. If the herd needs to be moved to fresh pasture or away from a fragile stream bank, the rancher simply redraws the boundary on a digital map. The collars do the rest by emitting sounds to guide the cattle. If a cow ignores the warning tone and crosses the line, it gets a harmless electric buzz, much like a dog's invisible fence, to nudge it back. The technology is still developing, but it's already proving it can contain cattle without physical fences and make rotational grazing far less labor-intensive. 5 large ranches in Montana and 1 in South Dakota are experimenting with virtual fences on some or all of their cattle, exploring the benefits and learning the limitations in real-world conditions. Early results indicate that virtual fencing can improve grazing distribution on vast prairie pastures, protecting wildlife habitat and stream banks by steering cattle away from those areas, while still getting the grass utilization needed. Essentially, the fence moves with the herd and the range conditions, which is a paradigm shift in how ranches can be managed. High-tech tracking doesn't stop there. Many large operations have also embraced RFID ear tags and digital record-keeping for more mundane but critical tasks like weaning, shipping, and breeding. At Deseret Ranches, Florida, for instance, every calf gets an electronic ID tag, ensuring individual traceability from birth onward. When big ranches ship thousands of calves to feedlots each year, these RFID tags allow quick scanning to confirm each animal's origin and health treatments, enhancing biosecurity and quality assurance. Some ranches pair these tags with GPS or radio beacons on lead cows to better keep tabs on herd movements in real time. And on the horizon are even smarter wearables. Imagine solar-powered smart tags that can monitor a cow's temperature, activity, and location continuously. In fact, researchers like Dr. John Church in Canada have already tested solar-powered ear tags that transmit data. Drones equipped with receivers have successfully picked up those signals and even read traditional visual ear tag numbers from high altitude using zoom cameras. The possibilities are exciting. One day a rancher might autonomously weigh cattle via drone video or detect a calving difficulty from a tag's accelerometer data, all without disturbing the herd. Yet, for all this technology, the goal is not to replace the cowboy, but to enhance what skilled ranchers can do. A drone can help find stray cattle, but a person still needs to ride out, or maybe drive an ATV to bring them in. Virtual fences can save time building fences, but ranchers still decide where the cattle should graze next for best results. These tools ultimately make it possible to manage larger herds on wider landscapes with the same or even better level of care. For an older generation of ranchers, many of whom are in their 50s, 60s, or beyond, technology is being adopted because it works. As one Idaho drone workshop found, ranchers were not just curious, but already using drones in creative ways, sharing tips on what models survive ranch conditions. The image of a grizzled cowboy with a smartphone in one hand and reins in the other is no longer a fantasy. It's daily life on the modern range. These high-tech cowboys are proving that precision ranching can keep even the biggest operations efficient, sustainable, and a little bit easier on the people running them.